Okay, how we doing, Tycoon? So for today's video, we're going to be looking at GRTX, Galera Therapeutics, all right? Looking at the daily chart here, we have a huge gap, okay? We had a huge gap down. We have this nice gap to fill, okay? So that's why I'm looking at it. It's got a huge gap up to 7, starting from 250 basically up to $7. GRTX has a nice gap, okay? It's currently at 187 a share. I would recommend maybe possibly buying some shares, okay, to as a long hold to let this thing fill, okay, and this gap fill. All right, we could see this gap fill sooner. This gap fill may happen quickly, or it may take a year, it may take 2 years to fill, it may take 6 months. All right, you never know exactly when a gap is going to fill on the daily chart, but most of the time they do fill. It's just a matter of when. All right, we're going to go down and look at the 4-hour chart real quick. I just want to show you guys we got some bullish divergence going on. So as you can see right here, we had our low, and the stock came down and made a lower low. All right, and on the RSI though, we had our low here at this point, and then we made a higher low right here at this point. Okay, so this is our trend line going here. This is our trend line going here for the bullish divergence on the RSI. I would look at these two areas as bounce zones if the stock does pull back. Okay, so we're hoping, and we're wanting the stock to climb up and to gain these gaps. Okay, but it doesn't have to do that. All right, what it is doing though so far is respecting this trend line right here. We could see it bounce off of this trend line within the next few days. Okay. And if that happens, then I would look for it to bounce possibly off the RSI. All right. Currently, it's not overbought. The green is overbought. The red is oversold. So it was extremely oversold. Okay, had some bullish divergence that brought us back into closer to neutral territory, where it's not overbought and it's a little bit closer to oversold. So if we do drop here, closer to this oversold territory, we could bounce again off of this bullish divergence trend line on the RSI. Okay. And if we look a little bit closer, all right, these are going to be our resistance levels. We have a resistance right here, 212, 254, 302, 326, and 367. Okay, so I'd say that we're going to be probably trading within this range over the next few trading periods. And if we drop below this, then I would look at, kind of reevaluating, okay, why does this thing keep dropping? Why does it keep dropping? Why does it keep dropping? Or if we break above here, then we really have just the rest of this gap to fill. As you can see, it just gapped down, so there's not too much support and resistance in between this area here. It's mostly just going to be a gap to fill, and I think once we get above here, it'll fill pretty quickly. Okay, so let me know what you guys think down below. I am going to show you guys a spread real quick. I like debit spreads a lot, and this is a debit spread that you can enter per se on GRTX. Let me pull it up real quick. All right. As you can see here, I have June 2.5 calls. Okay. But for March, I like this spread right here, the 4.5. Let me see here, the 2.5 and the 5. All right. So we would buy the 2.5 strike and we would sell the $5 strike. Okay. And if we bought 10 of those, it would give us a max cost of $413. So our max loss would be $400. So that's the most that we can lose. But our max profit is going to be $2,100. Okay. So that right there is about a 500% increase. Okay. So this particular spread from 2.5 to 5 in March, expired March 18th of 2022. This offers $2,100 max profit for every $400 you put into it, basically. Okay. So all that means is that by March 18th of next year, we need the stock price to be above $5. Okay. So right now it's October. That gives us about 6 months, okay, for this gap to fill halfway at least to 5. So if by March it's at 5 or more, we're going to get that max profit. Okay. Now, what happens if it runs up there before March? Okay. If it runs up to $7 and fills that gap in January, let's say, and is at $7, you won't get the max profit because it's at expiration, but you will be able to sell for a very good profit per se, rather than, let's just say, just if you're holding on to just shares. Okay, so if we're in January and this is trading at $7 a share, that debit spread may be worth $1,500. It may be worth $1,300. Okay, so you paid $413 for it originally, and now it may be worth $1,400. So you made $1,000 extra. You made $1,400 off of that, $400. You weren't able to get the full 2,100, but I would close it because, hey, you know what? This thing had 500%, 500% max profit, and I'm here sitting at 200% profit. That's a good, let me get out of this play. Or if you do want to risk it and you want to hold it and see if it stays above 5, by your expiration date, then you can do that and try to get the max profit. But typically I like to open and close the spreads, and I like to sell for somewhere around like half of the max profit to somewhere at the total of the max profit. Okay, so what do you guys think? Do you like that spread? Do you like spread videos? Do you want to see more debit spreads? Do you like these bullish divergence videos? What are you looking for? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Okay, if you want to join the link to the Discord, I also have the link to the Discord in the description below as well.